Good day, everyone. I am Aldrich Concepcion. Welcome to this short and friendly introduction to Java programming. So, in the next 10 minutes or more, I'll give you the background, the core ideas, and a live look at a tiny Java program you can use and run on your computer. So, I made a presentation and I'll show it to you. Here's the learning objectives of our lesson. First, explore Java's history and features. And lastly, distinguish applets from applications. So in this lesson, you'll have a solid foundation in what Java is and why it's so widely used in the computing world. So it started in 1991. It was invented by a team of visionary engineers at Sun Microsystems, James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Norton. Initially, it was named GreenTalk with a file extension of GT, and then later renamed Oak as part of the ambitious Green Project, aiming to develop technology for smart household appliances. But yung Oak, napalitan din siya ng Java kasi may nagmamay-ari na ng Oak. And before siya maging Java, it has a story muna paano siya napili. So the naming of Java has a fascinating story. It was one of the top choices along with Silk and Oak, but the team found the name Java unique and memorable, preferring it over the other suggestions. So, yung Java inspired siya sa island in Indonesia which is yung Java. And yung Java naman, famous siya sa may copy production. And this connection is why the Java logo features a screaming copy cup. And in 1995, the Time magazine lauded Java as one of the 10 best products of 1995. Yung Java kasi meron siyang write once, run anywhere. Kaya mabilis siyang sumikat. So the first official release of JDK 1.0 arrived on January 23, 1996, marking the beginning of its widespread adoption. So here's the version releases of Java along the years. Nagsimula sa may JDK Alpha and Beta and nasundan na ni JDK 1.0. So what you see here is the first device developed using Java, and it was named Star 7, which is a handheld remote control. It was a part of the ambitious Green Project, which was aimed to demonstrate how a simple, powerful, and portable language like Java could drive complex embedded systems and user interfaces, laying the groundwork for Java's future in diverse applications. Understanding the Java technology, it is more than just a language. It's a comprehensive ecosystem designed for developing and deploying robust, scalable, and portable applications. It's a, it's a programming language, development environment, an application environment, and a deployment environment. Now let's talk about one of the most important features of Java, which is the object-oriented programming, or OOP for short. But first, what does object-oriented mean? It simply means that Java organizes program into objects, small building blocks that combine data and behaviors. And as we are all aware, as school, as a students, let's use a school for example. It has a students, and a student has data like name, age, or grade level. And a student also has behaviors like studying, taking taking an exam, or playing sports. So the student is an object, and the blueprint for making students is the class. Class student defines what all students share. So each student, like Bernard or Reggie, is a different object created from that class. So remember that class is the blueprint and the object is the real thing built from that blueprint. Now let's proceed to the four pillars of object-oriented programming. First, there's inheritance. It is a mechanism where one class acquires the properties of another. Polymorphism, the ability of an object to take on many forms. Abstraction, hiding complex implementation details and showing only essential features. Encapsulation, bundling data in methods that operate on the data within a single unit or class. Java has a lot of key features. It is simple, secured, platform independent because it can run on any platforms as long as you have your JVM or Java Virtual Machine. It is robust, portable, architecture neutral, dynamic, interpreted, high performance, multi-threaded, and lastly, distributed. Now let's talk about JDK or Java Development Kit. So it is a cross-platform software development kit that provides tools and libraries needed to build Java-based applications and applets. It works together with the JVM or Java Virtual Machine and JRE or Java Runtime Environment as part of the core Java setup. So the JDK includes everything required for Java development, such as compilers, debuggers, and other essential tools. So beginners often get confused between JRE and JDK. But if you only want to run Java programs, installing JRE is enough. But if you want to develop Java applications, you need the JDK, which includes the JRE and additional development tools. Now let's talk about the Java program cycle from code to execution. So the Java follows a distinct cycle involving compilation and interpretation. So first it starts with source code creation where we write our codes in Java editor, saving it as a Java file, for example hello world.java, and then it is gonna be compiled to bytecode where the Java compiler will translate your source code into bytecode and then stored it in a class file. This bytecode is platform independent. So like as what we said earlier, it can run on any platforms as long as you have your Java virtual machine. And after the compilation, the bytecode will be executed. So your JVM interprets and executes the bytecode. The the Java virtual machine translates bytecode into machine-specific instructions runtime. So, and then the last step is the program's output. It is gonna be visible in your console or user interface, demonstrating the execution of your code. Now let's differentiate between applets and application. Let's start with applications. So Java application is a standalone program. It runs directly in the operating system with the help of the Java virtual machine. So in applications, we don't need a web browser to run it. And perfect example of this is a calculator program written in Java or bigger apps like Minecraft. It is made of Java or built with Java. And on the other hand, an applet relies on a browser in order for it to run. It is the complete opposite of applications, and it needs a special plugin or support in the browser to run. Now let us know the anatomy of a Java program. It has classes, methods, and statements. So, classes. In the Java programming, a program is organized into one or more classes. Classes serve as blueprints for creating objects. Methods. A class is composed of one or more methods. Methods are blocks of code that perform specific tasks and can be called upon to execute those tasks. And lastly, statements. At the most basic level, methods contain program statements, individual instructions that perform specific actions. So, a Java application always contains a special method called main, which serves as the program's entry point. So later on, I will show you how to do it and how to make your own program. Now let's talk about how a Java application is organized in terms of files and directories. So when we write our programs in Java, everything is stored and managed through a specific file structure. Understanding how this file works together is important because it makes your project easier to compile, run, and debug. So first, let's start with the source code file. This is where we write our code, and the class file is the compiled bytecode version that the JVM interprets or executes. So the directory structure helps us organize our project to easy access and maintenance, and the class path tells Java where to find these files. So by organizing our Java applications this way, we ensure our programs are well structured, easy to run, and maintainable, especially as projects get bigger. Now let's talk about the crucial main method. The main method is the heart of every Java application, serving as the starting point for program execution. When executing a Java application, the JVM loads the class and it invokes the main method of this class. And the main method must be declared public, static, and void. So I'll show it to you how to do it. Now let's talk about the crucial main method. The main method is the heart of every Java application, serving as the starting point for program execution. When executing a Java application, the JVM loads the class and it invokes the main method of this class. And the main method must be declared public, static, and void. So I'll show it to you how to do it. So now I'm gonna show how to make your program. First, you have to make a class, new program. And then the curly braces. And then we're gonna put our main method, which is the heart of our Java program. Then let's try to print something. Let's print hello QCU. Then don't forget to close the statement. Now let's run the program, see if it works. It's still debugging the problem. Just wait. So as you can see, it printed hello QCU. So that means our program works. And also, if you want to make a new project, just click the file, new, and then project. And then make a class. Just click new, and then Java class. So I can show it to you because my laptop runs so slow, so it would take a while and it may eat a lot of time. Now let's create a program that finds the sum of two numbers. So let's import Java utility scanner. Now let's erase it. Scanner. Now let's make a comment. This is where we're gonna input the numbers. And then the second variable. So guys, let's not forget to initialize our variables we're gonna need, so there's no error in our program. And of course the solution, which is int sum is equal to a plus b. Then don't forget to close int line. The sum number is, and then we're gonna close the scanner. Now let's see if it's gonna run or work. It's still debugging the program. So yeah, the program worked. It's 7,000, and then the sum is gonna be 2,231. So that's our program, our first program using Java. So that wraps up my presentation on introduction to Java programming. We saw how Java began, what makes it unique, and how we can write, compile, and organize our own programs using it. Java may seem complex at first, but with practice becomes one of the most easiest and most rewarding languages to use. Thank you for your time, and I hope you learned something new and useful from this discussion.